Hello and welcome back to All In Spring, Episode 1, 2024. We're joined by Lewis Willoughby from Sky Racing, the man that is now gracing you with his presence every Saturday. G'day, Louis.
Yeah, g'day, guys. Thankfully, that's actually done. Brad Davison returns. Brad Davison actually returns this Saturday, so the days of me doing 6 days a week this month are over. Thank God. I've been playing a bit of a Mitchy Orbison role, just filling in, plugging holes where necessary. But no, that was good. So good to be back, guys, for a big spring and a lot to have and try and find the punters some winners again. Great to be back with you, fellas.
Good stuff. And the man that has more gigs than Ian Moss on a Saturday night at RSL, Dean Watling from deanwatling.com.
Fellas, I just love Louis off the tops just comparing himself to Mitchell Orbison. That was doing it start the show.
300 gamer.
Yeah.
Couple premierships.
Seriously, how good. The Chooks are going good though, and the racing's heating up. We had a good set of trials this morning. This is on Monday, so we saw the Storm Boy lad at Camelot. Giggy Kick was back, and we'll see some good horses back on the weekend. So, no, it's always a pleasure to chat to you two on a Monday, fellas.
For those who are joining us for the first time, where have you been? This is All In, of course. We are on YouTube, the greattipop.com YouTube channel. Make sure you do subscribe. You better get this when it drops, most likely late on a Monday night or at worst case, depends if Luke Hobbinius is doing his job properly, Tuesday morning. We're going to cover all the Group 1 and all the group racing this weekend. Of course, we're heading to Randwick for Winx Stakes Day. But before we do that, fellas, nice card of racing at Rosehill on Saturday. Gatsby's Autumn Glow, Tom Kitten, probably the three most impressive. Piastri wasn't too bad. Louis, your thoughts on Saturday's racing?
Yep, it was the J-Mac show, really. Just kind of had that hot hand, didn't he? One brought two, brought four, brought five in the end or whatever he rode. And Godolphin and I didn't see eye to eye on Saturday. I tipped so many of their horses who went like bastards, and then the one I didn't tip, Tom Kitten, bolts in. So we're not, we're seeing different people now, as Gator put it. But of the JMac winning five, the pick of the rides was the Tom Kitten ride. My whole thing was, okay, I'll tip a more victorious here and get it that map advantage, and it might steal it, and Tom Kitten slow away. It'll be three pairs back to fence. That all happened exactly right, apart from the fact that somehow he just looked over his shoulder, went, there's no one there, into the 1-1 from barrier one, and then just extended away. Like, only that would happen, I think, to J-Mac. Any other, and that's not because any other is worse or better, but just the fact he was just able to go into clear air. It's like, they just fall into place, sometimes for him, don't they? Like it's quite
right time, right place, positive jockey, and you're always running positive. These things sort of seem to happen, especially for him. 100%. So very very good. Dino, your thoughts on Saturday's racing?
Yeah, even his ride in the varsity as well kept it wide, 3 wide the trip. There's no horse, no jockey. The horses travel better for wide. And the other funny thing is he loses the first, but he probably got a gun seat to watch the horse, Autumn Glow, that he's probably going to jump on the back of next start. So even when he loses, he wins. So, he's in phenomenal form, and that's why his horses start ridiculously short or open short, because more often than not, he rides a stack of winners. So, no, it was good to be back. I thought the 2 3-year-olds to Chris Waller, what I took out of it is he's just a master. These 3-year-olds and 2-year-olds, they often are ready to go fresh. I think that's the biggest point I want to take out of the weekend. So, looking at that, and we'll touch on a 3-year-old race coming up, the Silver Shadow this weekend. But, all props to Chris Waller and J-Mac for the weekend, Gannon.
Autumn Glow most likely heading to Applied Stakes. I think she'd be competitive in a Golden Rose. Who knows where she goes from the Waller stable, but wherever she goes, she will be very, very hard to beat. Dino, Tom Kitten heading to the Epsom, still around $7, that horse, and the 4 or 5 horses behind him in the market more than likely won't be going there. So it might be a nice little play there for the Epsom and Gatsby's. I have no idea where they go with Gatsby's, but I'd suggest anything out to the 1,400 metres would probably be suitable, Dino.
Yeah, I think so. I think he sort of clocked off. His sectionals are phenomenal. It just screamed probably get further 1,600 metres in time. So I think they go Golden Rose, but it's tricky. What do you do with Autumn Glow? You've got Lady Shenandoah who trials tomorrow as well. So they're going to have to clash. If one goes to the Rose, they'll clash there, or they go to Flight Stakes, they'll likely clash. So it's a couple of good headaches to have.
Yeah. Here we are trying to place them down at Nowra. It's a good headache to have.
Exactly.
Winx Stakes on Saturday, fellas. We are at Randwick, rail out 3 metres, soft 7 the surface. The market, courtesy of TAP, Fangirl $2.25, Air Sustain $4, Samana $6, a Gotcha $8, a Tissue $11, Riff Rocket 11, Tropical Squall 11, Zardozi 15, Buckaroo 26, the Native Jack 26, and Zarik $101. Nominations have been extended. You never know, mate. Beery might throw one in there to win 10,000, but pretty sure we have a list of horses there that are going to be very, very competitive. Dino, kick us off. It's a cracking edition of the Winx Stakes.
Yeah, it's an outstanding edition. Obviously, it's a debate if it's a Group 1, if it's not Group 1. Louis, have you done any historical background before I kick off? If you want to...
Yeah, well, I was just going to mention it, and I was probably going to get to it at some point anyway, with when we were talking about Samana, if we wanted to go through a few runners. So the point I was trying to make is since it became a Group 1, it's been won by horses who are first up. Now, I'm not going to classify Samana first up because of that Queensland campaign. The point I was going to make is there's always a lot of chat, can a horse who's maybe not as classy as those who are resuming just steal it with that bit of fitness? In this race, history says no. It's normally won by the first up top class horses. So you've got Animo 2 years ago, Fangirl last year, et cetera, et cetera. So, I think the advantage lies in the class horses first up.
Which is probably, and sorry to throw to Dino first and not you, Louis. I've lost the order. It's been a long time since we've done this show, but probably goes to the point where these Group 1 horses winning Group 1 races, probably fair to say this is a Group 1, and it should be a Group 1. And the lineup we've got here, hey, you can have your opinions, but it's a Group 1, and I think it's great. I think it's really, really good way to kick off the Spring Carnival here in Sydney. Why don't you go, Dino? Kick us off with a tip, your thoughts. Maybe we'll go runner by runner. Fangirl first up off that injury, first time, been at the trials. How's she going?
Yep, trials been slick. She's never one to sort of blow them away at the trials. And I think the biggest thing with her injury that she had, it wasn't sort of a tendon, it wasn't a muscle. I think it was a laceration. So similar to what I think Melia's Jules did in the Golden Eagle, I think it was. And I think you saw everything you wanted to see with her. The biggest thing is barrier and track conditions for her. I think dry the better. But Randwick Rail True, she should get a shot. And her first up record's terrific. She keeps finding sort of a length or two or half a length every time she steps out the last three preparations, looking at ratings-wise. So I think she's a massive chance. J-Mac's on. I think that's a big tick as well. We spoke about just before when he's on horses, the intent there. That's not saying there's no intent with Via Sistina. It just means that that's probably the horse to win over 1,400 metres fresh compared to Via Sistina is probably going to get better over further. I give a tip out. Looking at this race, I think there's a lot of... Chris Waller's got his hand in it. He's got 7 of the 11 nominations. There's not a whole lot of speed. Samana, Zugotcha, probably Tropical Squall and Zarek, and the only speed horses in this race. I love the setup here for Tropical Squall. I think she's come back in terrific order watching trials. I think a place bet on her around $3 is a great way to play this race. I can't split, and I don't like to bet into races where Chris Waller's got sort of 3 or 4 runners because I'm just get it wrong all the time. So I thought Tropical Squall out in front could snag a place around $3 compared to Fangirl and Via Sistina, who's around $2.25 and $4. So that's the way I wanted to play it. Lou, how'd you see it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I note your comments about the lack of speed here, which I hadn't really considered because a horse like Riff Rocket, I think he's going really well and will get in with the lightweight, obviously being a 4-year-old. This is tricky. Fangirl is definitely, I think, more capable at 1,400 than Via Sistina, and the J-Mac push there is evident, right? The one I'm going to throw up at a big price... this horse has done me before in much weaker grade than this, Detonator Jack. But hear me out. This horse is trialling super well. It's obviously coming back for a spring campaign. If they wanted to, they could throw it in much easier races than this and just target a whole different path. I think the fact that they're lobbing here and accepting is a sign that, they think this horse is going really well. And the trials say that it is going really well. I think the 1,400 metres is no concern for it. It is obviously not as good a horse as Fangirl or Via Sistina, or maybe even Zugotcha. I don't know, but I just think it's a massive price. I don't know what it is with Tab Gannon, maybe $26 or something like that.
$26.
But I just would want to have a throw at the stumps with it. If you had to go between the two favourites, I think Fangirl's the pick of them. That's no knock on Via Sistina. I just think the 1,400 is too short. And the other one that's kind of suited at the distance is Zugotcha. Obviously, we know her best is over the 1,400, 1,600. She won 2 Group 1s at that last preparation. I'm not a trial guy at Dino, so I don't really want to comment. But what I've seen of the 2 trials, I thought maybe only fair at best. I don't know if you guys I've got a thought on how she's going. And then Buckaroo's an interesting one. Probably should have gone closer in the Apollo in the autumn behind Fangirl, but I don't think would have won. And is another one who probably wants 2,000 metres. So I'm happy to throw out the stumps, Detonator Jack, but Fangirl definitely over Via Sistina.
Yeah, I think Via Sistina is going really well. I just don't think this is her race. So I think we're going to be backing that horse probably third up and beyond. Fangirl, I think, wins the race. No interest in taking $2.25 at the moment. She's a class horse. There's no reason why she doesn't come back and improve again. If she does that, she simply wins, and she wins well. She's probably only going to maintain where she's at. I think Buckaroo is a horse that's over the odds. We do probably want to see a little bit of give out of the track for that horse there, Dino. Probably, what are we, a soft 7 at the moment. There's no real rain, but this is Sydney. Before you know it, there might be 10 mils on. Louis will send a message. It's raining here, and there's 10 mils.
They reckon it'll be 24 degrees Wednesday, and if there is no rain, this track, I think, would surely go close to getting in a good range, to be honest.
Well, there it is. It'll be a heavy 8 by Saturday. Just driven by Lewis Willoughby.
Exactly. It should be given out. I think there's a little bit of rain Friday, so I don't think that probably helps as well. Yep. Touching on Detonator Jack, he loves it wet. Samana as well, another wetty. Buckaroo doesn't mind the give out of it, so that will be intriguing. Soft 5, it's play on with everyone probably.
Yeah, I think soft 5 is pretty fair. I think we'll be on a soft 5, but Lou's sitting in good 4, not far away from each other. Maybe the worst side of a 4 if we get there, Lou. Buckaroo will be my play on a very, very small spec. Not sure if the horse is even going there. Just something at the $5, $5.50 the place. But no real confidence, and probably would prefer it a little bit wet. But I just thought that Apollo Stakes run wasn't too bad, and if it runs up to that, and I think this horse probably has more room for improvement than, say, Fangirl, in that Wallace stable now for, what's this, maybe second preparation, is it? I'm pretty sure. So probably the horse that can jump out of the ground. Let's go to the Premier's Cup, fellas. Any thoughts on the Premier's Cup? Elias, Touristic, Calipor, Manzois, Lucan, all in the market. Anyone got an opinion there? Because I do. I'll throw to you first, Lou.
I'll say quickly, Manzois. I gave it a big spray not big spray, but on Sky One. Ben Way said, "Oh, can this run a race?" I said, "Nah, no chance. It's going and busted." And it came out run really well. So it might be back this prep. Who knows, Manzois? But no, leave me out of this.
Charles Arms, me, Gannon, straight to you.
Oh, good stuff. Lions Roar was enormous last start. Really, really good. Had a pen for second up. You're getting $26. So we'll chime into a little bit of that. A horse that's won 2 from 7, placed another time up from 7 starts, second up, going as good as it's ever gone. That was behind Williamsburg on a day that I think you wanted to be up and in at Rosehill. Now gets to a Randwick track that's far more suitable. It'll handle whether it's a soft 5, or a good 4 or a 6, whatever it is. It'll handle that. And I think Lions Roar, $26, 7 to place is, and we'll get to the staking plan and the best bet, but has to be the best each way, all in play of the week. Fingers crossed it goes there, lads. Show County quality here. Our Kobe Suns 350, Jolly Star 450, Southport Tycoon. Did that trial this morning, Dino? $6?
No, I think. Good question. Let me double check while you read it.
I think I saw it in there. I haven't caught the trials yet. Oval Ridge $8. She's an A-lister. $11. Got some black type last time. She's an A-lister. Louis, the Show County.
It's pretty hard without me watching any trials, so I can't comment a lot on the first up horses and how they're going. But gee, it wasn't our Kobe Sun impressive, and even prior to winning their first up, this was the race that Angela Davies said they'll go to. And it came out and it won really nicely, and it's onwards and upwards here. I think it's a very smart horse. Was in the market for an Everest leading into this preparation. Doesn't, do we get to that level? Who knows? But you couldn't have done much more than first up. It was probably ridden, like if you had to be really nitpicky, obviously you don't because it won, but if you had to be really nitpicky, maybe ridden a little quiet and just had at the top of the straight, everyone went, "Oh, there's a little bit of work to do," but not in the end. It was a comfortable win.
You may have been a bit slow out, I think.
Yeah.
Just from memory, just something a bit different from him. But yeah, hey Dino, apologies to Southport Tycoon wasn't in another horse I was thinking of. So Louis with our Kobe's son to make it back-to-back wins this preparation. Dino, who are you with?
Yeah, a little bit on this race. Jolly Star's in the market. Chris Waller's never run this race, and I would suggest, looking at history, she would go to the other race, which has gone across my mind, the Toy Show Quality. He was first up with Zugotcha in that race last year on the way to an Everest. I think they want to do that with Jolly Star, so my guess, and he's never won the Show County before, my guess would be Jolly Star goes elsewhere. Airman's in the market as well. He hasn't been seen at the trials. Looked at jump outs. If they're going to do a first up sort of mission with him off no trials, which I've never seen the Hawks do, so I'm guessing ruling him out. So there's two in the top of the market that we can rule out there. Yes, our Kobe Sun was good. I don't think that price is any good. I'm going to have a strong 2-bet play in this. Southport Tycoon, great, fresh record, bolted in or ran really well, 1,200 last time in. And Democracy Manifest is an absolute bomb, fresh, 4 from 7, really, really sneaky trials. If you love your own bets, you've got to tack on them, mate. Obviously, the creator, the guy that said Democracy Manifest and the famous Indian passed away. And we know in racing, just add maybe a length or two. Little omen bet. So I'm keen. I think the more you dissect this race, I think it drops away sharply. So 2-bet play, Southport Tycoon and Democracy Manifest, Gannon.
There is the DeanWatling.com with a 2-bet play. Let's go to the Toy Show Quality, then we'll touch on the Silver Shadow, Lady Laguna, $4, a Black Cloud, $4, Jolly Star, 5s, Commemorative, 6, come on, give me Open the Shoulders, Opal Ridge, 8s, Kamachi, 11, Mumbai Muse, a horse that trialled Deluxe and then had a few issues last preparation, 11, Spring Lee, 15. I also noticed Spring Lee was in some nominations or acceptances for Wednesday, I believe. The Toy Show Quality.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Spring Lee because I thought maybe it was the one over the odds here if they do choose to go. It was really unlucky first up. Did it run behind? Is it Cozy Corner that beat it that day?
Yeah, I think.
You're right. So that horse has come out and not won again since, albeit ran well. So it's not a strong form line, but I think it's a spring player. This horse in some, it has to be some race, right? Spring Lee. It was so good in that last preparation, and then was unlucky there first up. So $15 is not a bad price. Obviously, the Black Cloud going very well. Lady Laguna, as we know, was super in the autumn, and then Jolly Star Commemorative. Opal Ridge. See, if Opal Ridge is $8, I'd probably rather spec Spring Lee at $15, if that makes sense.
The races in for Lou, the other race is a benchmark 78 on Saturday. That's where I saw it.
Yeah.
Around.
So and I wonder what they do.
You mentioned before, Nosy Parker, that ran around on Saturday.
Nosy Parker, not Cozy Corner. See ya.
Same
silk. You can see how you get a
good same silk.
Yeah.
For sure. Anyway, yeah, I'll spec Spring Lee at $15 to see if it can turn around its fortunes.
Love that. Dino?
Like I mentioned, Chris Waller wanted to get Zugotcha to an Everest last year, and this is the race he kicked off her in. I think they're going to kick Jolly Star off. I think she's a proper mare this time in. Her trials have been absolutely elite. I'm guessing J-Mac will go aboard. That will be a key booking with Lady Laguna and Commemorative there. I think she's a bet in the race. A little bit more to dissect. Spring Lee, Commemorative met in the Denise Joyce Scone, where Commemorative towed up Spring Lee somewhat. So I doubt, I'm just thinking out loud, I'm thinking Spring Lee will go to the 78. I think this is harder than what she faced first up. Commemorative is trialing like an absolute rocket, so she could be back. Great race, but I think Jolly Star's a bet here, and I think she is a sneaky Everest hope this far out. I don't even know what price it is, I can maybe check that, but I think she's come back in phenomenal order. Her win first up in Arrowfield, last preparation, was phenomenal. Ratings suggested that too, Gannon.
Yeah, I think she'll win the race. If she wins in Everest, I'll eat my hat, but I think she will be winning this race. Hey, Dino, I did say similar about Giga Kick once. Silver Shadow Stakes, a race I'm keen to get your thoughts on here. Manal looks to have come back in really good order, $3.50. Halet, $6. Zutung, $6. Amina, 11s. Longer the rest. Dino, kick us off here with the Silver Shadow, unless, Louis, you've got some historical information.
No historical information for me, guys.
Yeah, good race. Zutung obviously comes out of that midweek win, so he's got the sort of race fitness edge. Hallett was a good winner before running second. Trials have been good. You mentioned it, Manal's been trying out exceptional. The latest trial was phenomenal down the outside. I think Southport Tycoon was in that trial, similar. They hit the line together. I think back towards the inside was Amelia's Jewel. it's the likely winner. Do I want to take the price? No. I think it's a really, really good each-way bet in this race this far out. Erno's Cube, one that's caught my eye. The Percy Sykes ties all these in. Erno's Cube ran third in the Percy Sykes, behind, obviously, Lady of Camelot and Anisa. That forms the grouse form. Trials have been exceptional for Erno's Cube and was doing it over the short trips after preparation. He won a 900 Newcastle race. I've just always got it penned as sort of 12 to 14. I think this time in, it's going to get that, obviously get 1,200 freshie. I think Erno's Cube each way, even a place bet, is a really, really good bet in this. I think it's cracking. Amina should line up too, Gano. Wanted to touch on her. She had one trial in Queensland. Guessing she spelled up there and one trial in Sydney. So I expect her to measure up. And she was that one that was really, really green as a 2-year-old, probably furnishes. So good race, but each way, Erno's Cube for me.
What do you got for us, Lou? Manal Spankham?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Amina because that's what I'd expect. I love Erno's Cube from last prep. Amina, you mentioned that Percy Sykes. Well, it was probably a touch unlucky in that race. As you mentioned, it was green and just got pushed around, and albeit finished ninth, it was only beaten 2 3/4 lengths. It wasn't far away at all. It was good prior in a breeders' stakes there at Flemington. Its 2-year-old form in Melbourne is strong. So, that caught me by surprise. But you're probably right. It has just obviously spelled up there in Doomben perhaps, and had the trial and then made its way back to Sydney. So, I think it can be a real improver. And I echo you, Dino. I think Erno's Cube and Amina is a good play in this race. Gee, I was just quickly going, if you look forward to, it might be the Flight Stakes. Manal is very, very short across these futures markets in the spring, and she's obviously a very good horse. But I'm pretty sure at one stage in the flight, she was the only. It was 350 single figures, and the rest were doubles. Like, are we that? Is that the golf? Like, is that the difference? I don't think so.
Well, she comes out. This is set weights and penalties. She comes out and she puts a gap in these, giving them a bit of a start. I think that she'll probably firm. I think the horse we saw on Saturday is her only danger in the Flight Stakes, Autumn Glow.
I have a good opinion on that, Lou. I agree with you. You look at the market, it's around 360. Her Autumn Glow's obviously been smashed up the weekend, but then Lady Shenandoah and Clean Energy sitting there. Clean Energy, Adrian Bott confirmed that she's going to look more like a 1,000 guineas horse. They haven't got her up and going yet, so she won't go there. And Nisa's there, Lady Camelot's there. Lady Camelot's going to Moya first up. They're going to try to get her in Everest. I doubt she go to Flight Stakes. I thought the bet now was Lady Shenandoah at a price. Obviously comes through the grouse form behind Clean Energy up in Queensland. I think it's down to trial tomorrow, so we'll get a better guide. But I think the more you look at that, I think Drifting's another one in the market, but I think the more it's going to drop away. Manal's short, but probably deserves it. But I think there's a little bit of juice in Lady Shenandoah if the punters out there want to have a little crack in the Flight Stakes this far out.
Yeah, it's hard to see anything outside those top three in the market making up the ground. They have to make up. And Autumn Glow's come back and done it. Manal looks like she's going to do it. She could fail on Saturday, and if she does, Autumn Glow's your favourite. That's scary stuff.
Yep.
Off one career victory, isn't it? So yeah, it's a good point you do make. It is futures markets; these are pre-noms, of course. So.
And Amina's a big price in that too. I don't know her pedigree that well. You might know better than me. Yeah, $26. So if she runs well on the weekend, a lot of these, even Erno's Cubes there at $26, they'd tighten up. I've got to double check pedigrees for that. But and then Anisa, I don't even know if that horse is going to go there. I haven't seen the jump outs yet or trials. So yep, probably a good point to raise, Lou.
Right, we're going to do it differently this week. We're going to do some staking plans. So we'll give you $100 to spend, and then I'm going to give you a best bet. We're also going to put on a multi. I chatted to Big Damo. I said, open up your wallet. You got deep pockets. Put a multi on for us. So we'll do that. We'll have a multi come up, and that'll be really good fun. If you want to win that multi, it's as simple as going to the YouTube channel, comment, give us the winner of the Winx Stakes and a reason why, and we'll draw that 10 a.m. Saturday morning, and we'll put that on the greattipoff.com X platform, and you will know who you are and how much you stand to win if we can get the job done for you. Louis, kick us off. $100 staking plan. You can do one bet, you can do 4 bets, whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'm going to have to do this in my head.
I've got mine if you want me to go, Lou.
Dino?
Yeah, you go first. I got to do some maths here, Dino. You go. You go first.
Oh, that's right. I had to write mine down. I'm going to go 2 place bets: $50 in the Winx on Tropical Squall to place at $3, and $3 and $50 on Erno's Cube in the Silver Shadow. $50 there. God, did I puzzle that? Just $50
Can you
a
just say
piece.
that again, Tommy, one more
$3
time so Luke can write that up?
Tropical Squall Place at $3, $50 on, and Erno's
Beautiful.
Cube Place $3 at $50.
And we just bought Louis more time. Lewis Willoughby Sky Racing staking plan for this weekend. Winx Stakes 2024.
Yes, $15 by $35 win and place. So 15 a win, 35 a place on Detonated Jack in the Winx. And that would leave $50 to put on our Kobe Sun, the News, to be winning its race.
Love that. I'm going to go to the Premier's Cup. I'm going to go all in. It's the name of the show. Lions Raw, $26 the win, $7.25 the place, $25 the win, $75 the place to get the job done. For the multi, I will have Lions Raw the place for my lock for the multi. Dino, who are you with?
Oh, the multi. Oh, that's a good one. I'll go. Oh, you've caught me on the hop here. Lou, do you have one in mind?
Yeah, our Kobe Sun will win multi.
Okay, to win. I'll go Manal to place.
You've been working with Gator far too long. I had to look up and make sure it wasn't Gator there.
I'll go Manal to place.
Oh,
Or do we want big? We want big or small?
A favourite to place. Fair
do you want
dinkum.
to reconsider your position, your tenure on this channel? Like,
I'll go Tropical Squall place.
they can have Manal to win. What are we doing, big fella? Tropical
I
Squall
like
place?
Tropical Squall place. I
Done,
did like
locked
that.
in.
Yeah.
Well done. We got there in the end. We got
Can you get this on the run
We're
sheet next time, please?
Yeah, well, you know, it was there, but needless to say, Dino, you have had a mad Monday. It is Monday, so I'm very happy you've even turned up for the show, given you've just come off the back of a mad Monday. Thank you very much for your efforts there. Anything else to add, fellas, as we close out episode 1 for 2024 spring edition?
I tried my best to get a midweek bet for the punters, but there's no prices out just yet. I just think race 1, number 8, Pinner 2, J-Mate jumps on now. I think.
No, he's got him. Got him, yeah.
You stole it. That was mine. I was going to go, well, I've got something actually, Gannon.
We can find a new way to
Well,
do
we're both on it.
There you go. I've got nothing yet, but what we'll do is I'll chuck them in the YouTube comments because all the odds aren't out yet, and I'm only halfway through the meeting. Hey, lads, good fun. We'll be back bigger, better, stronger next week. It's good to have you back, though.
It's good to be back, boys.
Very good. Great to be back.
Bye for now.
Bye.